For the last 6 years I've been absolutely in love with training and going to the gym consistently. It has been a huge chunk of my life. Throughout my journey I've made a couple mistakes and I believed a few myths that really have slowed down my gains and destroyed my progress until I fixed them, and surprisingly enough, I believed those myths and followed them even midway my journey when I thought that I knew everything about fitness.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Spoiler alert, I didn't know shit. Okay, so all the myths I'm about to tell you are still till this day floating around the fitness industry, and I really felt like I needed to spread some awareness so you won't be a dumbass like me and suffer from slow gains syndrome. Okay, so the first and most controversial mistake slash myth is main gaining. I know that all the main gaining monkeys will go psycho on me in the comments, but hold up for a sec. Before you blackmail me and send me death threats, please hear me out. I straight up main gained for 3 years and the amount of progress I made was actually laughable. I was legit thinking that I was close to my natural potential, which was such a fucking cope, man. For those of you that don't know what main gaining is, the idea is to eat maintenance calories and to stay at a comfortable body fat percentage for muscle building in hopes of building muscle. And it's completely wide range that depends on your genetics, so for one person it can be 10% body fat and for the other it can be even 20% body fat. Really depends on you. For me, I've stayed at around 15% body fat. I've originally heard about main gaining from Greg Doucette and I decided to listen to him because he was a professional bodybuilder. Which actually was a professional bodybuilder, props to him. It's very fucking hard. Honestly, I have no beef whatsoever with Greg, I just wish I never discovered his channel. Life lesson: double check the advice someone is giving you on the internet before actually applying it to your life. Even my advice, even though I'm speaking from a trial and error perspective, still double check my advice. I am very sorry to break it for you, bro, but you have to bulk in order to gain muscle, especially after your first year of training, when your newbie gains disappear and you need those extra few hundred calories to really push yourself in the gym, become stronger and gain muscle. For 2 to 3 fucking years my progress has been complete horse shit because I was scared to gain fat again. You won't get fat on your bulk if you do it the right way. None of that dirty bulking shit, get that shit out of your mind. I've been there as well and I would never dirty bulk again. You want to go on a very clean and lean bulk, gaining only half a kg per month maximum and eating very clean. That small 200 to 300 calorie surplus will make sure that you can push harder in the gym, get stronger, make more gains, and yeah, live your fucking life like a G. When I main gained, I really didn't have that extra fuel to gain more strength and muscle. If you still don't believe me, here are the results from my recent 8-month bulk. I gained about 6 to 7 kgs and I will just let you be the judge. And just keep in mind that I have trained for 6 whole years consistently and I'm a lifetime natty. The second myth I believed in is eating junk food just because it fitted my calories and macros, instead of eating for performance. I followed the if it fits your macros advice and I ate like complete dog shit. I would eat bowls of Cocoa Pops for breakfast and for my school lunch I would bring a chocolate peanut butter sandwich and I would shove a whole fucking spoonful of Nutella in my mouth after my dinner. All because it fitted my macros, bro. No shit, it fitted your macros, bro. You were fat as fuck. Yeah, not surprisingly I looked like shit and I felt like an elephant that was shot with a tranquilizer dart 24/7. Yeah, not the most ideal feeling. Once I realized I was bullshitted by fitness influencers, I slowly transitioned from if it fits my macros to eating for performance. After researching the whole topic and applying it to my life, I can confidently say that I'm not going back. My energy is steady, my recovery is better, I can actually use now more of my brain power because before that I had that nasty brain fog that really ruined my day. And by the way, most of the time that brain fog is most of the time caused by a blood sugar crash. So the biggest thing you can apply to your life right away to eat for performance is A, following the 80-20 rule, which suggests that 80% out of your day is going to be based on a whole food diet, none of that processed shit, and the other 20% is going to be whatever you crave that day. For me, I like my dark chocolate with my coffee for my lunch break, and it keeps me sane, it keeps me happy, and that all calories. B. Being aware of high glycemic index foods that can potentially spike your blood sugar levels and lead to a brain fog and a crash. I'm not gonna go in depth on this topic because otherwise this video will get way too long, but those two tips are a good place to start if you feel like you're suffering from brain fog and midday crashes. The third mistake is maxing out on your lifts way too often and lifting beyond your capabilities. Now, don't get me wrong, you absolutely need to lift heavy and add weight to the bar in order to progress, but there is a fine line between actually progressively overloading and ego lifting. If your goal is to be aesthetic, gain muscle, lose fat, whatever, there's actually no fucking benefit in lifting in the 1 to 3 rep range. Now, that's a completely different story if you're a powerlifter and actually train to gain as much strength as possible. My biggest mistake was actually hovering between bodybuilding and powerlifting. Yeah, hovering between those two styles. If I had stuck to a single training style and chose between bodybuilding or powerlifting, I would have made so much more progress, because when you're in the middle, you're half-assing bodybuilding and you're half-assing powerlifting. The smartest thing to do is to choose a training style and to actually stick to it for 6 months to a year. You can do phases of bodybuilding and phases of powerlifting, but don't mix the two because it's not gonna end well. Okay, so if you're in your teenage years, what I'm about to say right now is a bro to bro talk, because I wish I had a bigger bro that would tell me this. Try to stay away from powerlifting until you're close to your 20s. I've done powerlifting from the ages of 15 to 17 and honestly, it did more harm than good for me. Maybe it's cool, but I honestly think I could have grown 1 to 2 inches taller if I hadn't done powerlifting. I wish I had focused on bodybuilding instead and focused on growing those muscles instead of increasing the weight like crazy and risking for an injury. The fourth myth that makes my brain cells want to jump out of the window is not training abs. Bro, if you hear someone that tells you that you don't need to train your abs, you just need to get lean, run the fuck away from them. They clearly don't know what the fuck they're talking about and they don't use simple fucking logic. Your abs can grow and get thicker just like your biceps and just like any other muscle group in your body. Do you want to know how I got my abs popping even midway my bulk? I trained the fuck out of them, and I haven't done those 5-minute circuits or some bullshit like that. I trained them like I would train my arms, focusing on mind-muscle connection and progressive overload. I spent 4 years trying to get lean enough in order to see my abs, and every single time I failed. I've got to as low as 10% body fat and my shitty abs were only visible under crazy lighting. I'm 15 to 13% body fat right now and my abs are more visible than ever. You know what, I'm probably gonna make a full-on video on how to get thicker abs and how to make them visible. Stay fucking tuned. The fifth myth is thinking cardio is optional. Now, I once thought that cardio is optional, but I'm slowly transitioning into thinking that cardio is actually essential for everything. It just completely boosts your physical and mental health. It reduces the risk of you getting a heart disease by 60% or some shit like that. I don't really remember. And also, if you ever train in the 12 to 15 rep range, which you should, it really helps a lot with your endurance, so that you achieve strength failure before endurance failure. Another great pro with doing cardio is that you can be a little more flexible with your diet, and you can add like extra 200 calories to your day, and yeah, enjoy life. I recently got into running and I gotta say I feel fucking fantastic after finishing a run. So I do like 75 to 150 minutes of cardio per week, and I make sure I do my cardio session half a day before my weight training sessions or right after my weight training sessions, so that it won't take a hit on my performance. And yeah, that's pretty much it for cardio and this whole video. If you have any questions regarding fitness, self-improvement, anything, you can shoot me a DM. I'm answering everyone. So yeah boys, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and most importantly, don't forget to wake the fuck up.